What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN, USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are on the 8th day of June with about 8 hours and 2 minutes left in the day here. Looking like we do want to break out to the downside and probably see that next step lower, right? If we're looking at this here from a low to a high, that next step would be down at about 1.23 to 1.122 cents. That's the expectation. That's where I believe we're going to go. We could, and OnyxCoin does like to do this sometimes, where you reach for that area and you find support just above it. So don't be fooled if that happens. Right, this is a very bullish signal, and if you're waiting on prices to hit the golden ratio or lower, you might be left wanting because it's very possible that we don't go below there, man. OnyxCoin, even a few times throughout this range, whenever it went down to its golden ratio on the first attempt, it actually found support just above it, and I think a move like that would be very indicative that we've got some buying pressure, some strength coming in, and we're ready to reverse to the upside here. Even if we don't do that, getting down into the golden ratio, this is the area that I expect us to find a low. So something between about 1.23 cents, 1.12 cents, something in that zone is what we're looking for. If we're looking at the daily RSI, eight hours left in the RSI, or 8 hours left in this day's close, also in the week's close. I wouldn't expect too much. I don't think that we're going to move too much. I think today's going to be boring throughout the rest of the day. If you're staring at your phone all day, you're going to see the same price probably by the end of the day here. This does look like the RSI is getting a little bit weaker. These are some of the weakest readings that we've seen in the RSI in a very long time, you guys. In fact, let's just see the last time, and I'm not going to take this low because if we move up by the end of the day, this low won't be here, so it's the point would be moot. Let's just take the low from a closing point that we have, and we'll see anytime we've been below here, right? Because recently we haven't been below this line, but the times before when we were below this line, let's just see what that included. So here you're at the low, you went just below this line on the RSI. That was a relative low. You started to move up. Of course, you're in a downtrend. The beginning of a very long downtrend, actually, but you still moved up a good bit. And I mean, how much did you move up? You moved up, let's see, from a low to a high, you moved up about 50%. I don't know about you guys, but if we move up about 50% from here, we're going to be looking good, man. It's a whole different game. It's a whole different world over here than it was over there. A 50% move like that, man, we're breaking out. We're going to the upside. So that'd be nice to see. Honestly, that's not a big problem. I'm okay with this. Yeah, get us down there. Close today, get lower. You know what I mean? We're almost done. We're almost done with it. Low here, just below the RSI, that level that we're at right now. If you take that low to that high, you had another 45% move, man. 45% there. 48%. Is it 40? I want to get it on the high. Is it 40? 49%? Okay, I thought I saw 49%. 49, 45. And then the last low here. Each time, of course, you did go lower. But again, this isn't representative. What happens after these moves is not representative of what's happening around this point. Okay, it could be, but that would imply that we're in a longer term, and we could be in a longer term downtrend, but we find our low, we move up like that, and then we just come all the way back down. That would be very discouraging. We'd have to probably move our funds out of OnyxCoin, you guys, if something like that were to happen, because everything else is going to be moving up. I don't want to be a part of something that's in a long-term downtrend while everything else is moving up. I very much believe OnyxCoin will grow, but I don't think that we're going to see something like that, man, moving up 50%. Oh, but you know what? These lows moving up 50%, 45% to 50%. From here, that would put us at 2 cents. But what about from here? Because we're probably going to find our low down here. So 50% there, still not enough to completely get us out of the woods, right? We'd actually need to go higher than that. We need something of a move. If we do bottom out at the area that I'm thinking of, we need a move overall that's like 60% or more, really, just to be clear, which we haven't seen that here. But in all fairness, downtrends versus uptrends maybe might promote different results here. From a low here in the RSI, whenever we went below right there, low to high, come on now. That is about a 60% move right there. So that's nice to see. And then that was at the actual low of this overall low in itself. And if you notice, not just with how much growth we had from each of these lows, over 45% every time, which is nice. That's rather enticing. There were some significant drops that took place as well, right? You see all these drops here. I'm going to get rid of them now. With each of these low points in the RSI, you had a pretty substantial drop before you had that pump, right? So I would expect here, being that we haven't really, I mean, we've dropped, yes, but we haven't really had a substantial drop over the past 3 days, and we're getting to that point in the RSI now. I think over the next few days, sometime this week, we are going to see a substantial drop. It's going to be quick, right to the downside, and then it's going to be quick right back to the upside. Okay, that's kind of my expectation. We'll see. We'll see. It is possible we could hold this area of support and then move up, but my contestation to that would be that why haven't we done it already? If this is such a strong area of support, if this is the area that we were going to bounce from, which we anticipated for a long time it was, but then as soon as we got this shitty reaction over the last 3 days, we haven't seen any movement. It's not convincing, man. It's very compelling, actually, that we're just grinding this area out that's supposed to be support, which implies that we will likely break through it. And the next area to go to is about 1.23 to 1.12 cents. We've just gone over what that'll look like to the downside, what that'll look like to the upside afterwards. Okay, I would probably expect a bounce from there that would take us back to prices above where we are now, probably up at like 1.8 cents or higher. At a minimum, let's say 45%, let's say 1.77 cents or higher. Getting above 1.7 cents is a good thing too, I think, right? Getting back above this 382 is going to be good, but we need to get above the 236. We want to get above 2 cents. 2 cents is the meme for OnyxCoin. We're gonna tweak that meme a little bit. Let's say 2.2 cents. Start getting excited. Once we close days above 2.2 cents, that's when it's time to get excited. That's whenever the trolls and the bears got no legs to stand on, or if they're standing, they're about to get kicked out from underneath them, and we're about to rip to the upside, okay? But until then, we've got downside to focus on. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame real quick. 1 hour RSI. Looks pretty bearish here, not going to lie. You are in an area that you found support, though, over the past few times. So if you were, and this is why I'm glad I didn't take the low in the RSI earlier, because today we actually might move up just coming into the end of the day. We got 8 hours left. Maybe we come up, and then we find a lower high, and then we come down finally tomorrow to break out and see this downside. It wouldn't surprise me if we moved up from here a little bit, right? I don't know though, man. These time frames look pretty sick. Not in a good way, like sick, like sickly. Bullish divergence, but I'm not impressed. Actually, okay, hold on now. Wait a second. Hold on. This actually might be impressive. Let's see. Hold up now. I was just not impressed because I remembered we had bullish divergence here and here, right? And it didn't really do anything for us. We had this weak pump. That's a very weak pump for OnyxCoin. What was this? From a low to a high? Like, that's a weak pump, man. Not even 30%. That's a weak pump for this thing, man. And then we got double bullish divergence, and it got an even weaker pump here. Now we have triple bullish divergence with this, right? One higher low drive, that's bullish divergence, then double bullish divergence, triple bullish divergence. But the thing is, and being on the 4 hour time frame, that's semi-significant actually. But the thing is, it's only bullish divergence if you get a green candle to give you a bounce. If you just keep getting red candles and you keep bleeding through, that bullish divergence will go away. As soon as it goes away, that's when we'll bounce, probably. That tends to be what happens, actually. Let me see if I can find an example of that, actually. I don't know. Yeah, like right here, right? Bullish divergence went away, and then as soon as it went away, that's whenever you recovered. I don't know. It's actually somewhat common. If you're looking for bullish divergence setups, sometimes and not always, bullish divergence is a lot more reliable than what I'm about to say. But sometimes in these scenarios, if it's very obvious, I feel like if it's a very, very obvious setup for bullish divergence, something that's highly anticipated, once it breaks, that's where you find your low. That's where you like move up, actually. But I'm not expecting too much out of this. I'm not holding my breath over it. But I will say I actually do like this look, especially because it's coming from like such a long downtrend over here. But we'll see. I'm not swayed yet. I'm not impressed yet. But if you do close a little bit lower, you bounce right off that oversold zone, you get a green 4 hour candle afterwards to promote some upside, that would look really good, guys. That would look really good, and that actually would be good for move up all the way to about 1.6 cents, and getting above there would be a good thing as well. But maybe that's all you do. Maybe you move a little bit lower, you form your bullish divergence, you move up to where that divergence started, which was all the way over here. You find resistance at prior resistance, prior support, you find resistance, it's a lower high, and then you reject down. Maybe the bullish divergence is true and it does what it's supposed to do, and then once it's done what it's supposed to do, then it comes down. You know, this move right here, this could be all that you get with this bullish divergence. But I will say triple bullish divergence is a very powerful signal. I wouldn't expect you to just do the minimum. But because I'm expecting you to go down, if we get any kind of result at all, that's kind of what I'd be looking for. So if we move up, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, if we move up and we're not above 1.7 cents, I'm not impressed. Get above 1.7 cents, start closing above 1.7 cents, then I'll be impressed. Why? Because that's this high here. Get above there, close above there. Don't just wick up there and then come down, right? Close above there, stay above there. Then I'll be impressed. Until then, I maintain my bearish stance, even if we go up, even if we form a lower high. Yeah. I still maintain my bearish stance. I think that over the next 3 days, if not over this week entirely, we will see prices down at about 1.23 to 1.11 cents. and then from there we can start to recover. If things line up with the way that I think they're going to line up, I would assume that it will be not this week here that's going to come up in the next 7 hours and 52 minutes, not the week of June 7th, or sorry, June 9th to June 15th, but the week of June 16th and beyond. That's whenever I think we'll start to move up. If not, maybe the very, very end of June, but we'll see. And when we start to move up, the good thing about OnyxCoin is it doesn't need a lot of time to move up, man. This thing, it can move up very ferociously in a very, very, very short amount of time. Even without these like large moves. These moves here that look small, that's 140% in a week right here, right? This week here, that was 120%, but with the wick overall, you went up a lot higher, you know. So this thing can move really fast in a very short amount of time. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if by the end of the month we were above this high and pushing on to new higher prices. But again, remember the area that we're looking for when we do move up. Right now we're talking about moving down. We'll probably move down around this red zone. Whenever we do move up, the area that we think we're going to stop at next would be here. Okay, we're going to stop there. Probably not this long, just a little check, and then we'll move up and see new relative highs here. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.